Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We have an update for you in State of Idaho versus Stacey James Wondra. By way of background, this is the only other case from district court, meaning not an appellate case, that is on the Idaho Cases of Interest webpage besides Idaho versus Koberger. This is a high-profile case. It deals with the tragic disappearance, presumed unaliving, of Michael Vaughn from his small town in Fruitland, Idaho, on the Oregon border. Mr. Wondra was arrested last year, charged with Michael's disappearance, presumed unaliving, and underwent a preliminary hearing open to the public, where the state of Idaho, in a public courtroom in Payette County, where this case has been prosecuted, was required to put witnesses on the stand, bring in evidence, and attempt to convince the trial court that there was sufficient evidence against Mr. Wondra to bind him over for trial, and that finding was made. Trial is currently scheduled to occur in September of this year. However, last week there was an order granting change of venue. This was based on a stipulation between both sides. The state and the defense submitted an agreement asking for the venue to be changed from Payette County to Canyon County, which is not that far. You'll recall when Mr. Koberger's venue was changed, it went from Latah to Ada County, couple 100 miles away. This appears to be a difference, however, from Canyon to Payette County of maybe a half-hour drive. The reason why the request for change of venue was asked for is, number one, because there was a concern that so much pretrial publicity would prevent Mr. Wondra from his absolute constitutional right to an unbiased jury who will be sitting in judgment of him when this case goes to trial. The prosecuting attorney and the attorney for the defendant agreed that a fair and impartial jury could not be found in Payette County because the case, according to the stipulation for change of venue, involves a community-wide search for Michael that included countless numbers of citizens that live in Payette County. And because of the media coverage of this case has been so extensive since 2021, when Michael went missing, and has only been exacerbated, according to the parties, by that fact that he has not been found. And what the parties agreed is that Payette County simply does not have a large enough population center to avoid bias in the community. However, they've agreed that Canyon County does. And they've also agreed that moving the case to Canyon County will involve a relatively close trip that's doable by car. And the concern here was for Michael Vaughn's family to be able to make this trip without a very high burden imposed upon them. Therefore, the parties requested that the court change the venue to Canyon County. It has been changed, but then there's also an order in here that Mr. Wondra will not be moved to the Canyon County Jail. He's going to remain put where he is in the Payette County Jail. And then as matters come up where he needs to be in court for proceedings, that will be dealt with when the time comes. But the bottom line is that while venue has changed, Mr. Wondra's incarceration location has not. We're going to continue to keep you posted as further developments arise in Idaho versus Wondra. Until next time, thank you very much for joining us here today.